What's up YouTube, Serge here from DWeb, and got a really exciting video for you today. We're talking about how to get rid of all of your translation problems so far, WordPress or otherwise, by just one simple click. So stay tuned, it's going to be really exciting. Now, for those of you that know what it means to really translate a site from end to end and deliver it to a client, you probably know that it either, number one, takes too much time, or it's too complicated and it requires too much technical know-how to do. Sometimes it can even break your site, or it's just lacking the functionality that you really want from a translating solution. And today that brings us to Weglot, which I feel is a fantastic alternative to whatever it is that you're using right now. And I just wanted to kind of overview the features a bit, and because I used it on quite some of my clients' websites, and I feel it just really did the trick. What I love about it is really, that it's a complete solution, and it doesn't require any additional, extra, premium plugins. Now, it is a premium solution that it's not free. It's free for a limited time. But if you think about it, really, what that means is that you're delivering a professional result and you're shaving hours of your development time by having this, powerful solution. So another thing that I love about it is that it's really SEO friendly. And what that means is really it's basically going to show your site to the language that people are searching it. That increases your traffic, and that helps people who are trying to find something on your site on a different language, right? And the final thing that I really loved about this plugin is that, it just works right straight off the bat, right? So it's just connected to your site. You load the API key. We're not going to dive into the specifics of how to set it up because it's really simple. But really all you need to know is that it connects to your site really easily. So taking a look at their pricing here, we see that there are some free solutions to get you started. So if you have like a really small, one-pager site or something like that, you can get started for free. And I will include a link in the description for that. But if you want to go on something more professional, and you want, for example, your client wants the site to be on his local language, but also wants to be in English. So what you can do is just start with the starter, which is at $99 a year. And you also get like a discount. So if you sign up but don't pay anything yet, you get like a discount code from Weglot. And you can drop the price a bit. But even if your client wants more stuff, then you can basically, how you sell this to your client and how you sell this to as a service is that, hey, if we translate this to 3 languages, what you get is really the added benefit of the traffic. And if that traffic converts, then we basically pay for this solution by having the extra revenue generated by the site itself. So I hope that makes sense. So here you can see we have the dashboard open. And what we can do is basically we have an overview of the languages and what is the percentage of the actual words on the site. So what this is going to do is going to go to our site, and it's going to scan the whole thing, and it's going to start pulling the strings, right? So pulling the strings out of the default WooCommerce or WordPress installation. And it's going to basically put out a table here that we can go and manually edit each and every one of them. Now, if you're doing this, I highly suggest that you're using the filtering function, because what you can do is basically search for like all the manual translations or all of the active translations. And that's going to save you a lot of time, especially if you have like a product heavy website or something like that. So what else you can do here, you can actually look at the URLs and translate that individually. So if you want to start from some URL and you don't know, for example, the home URL, you want to start from that, you can definitely do that. And another great benefit is you can actually use the visual editor, and they have like instructions on how to do that. But what it is, it's really, you open up the site and you start visually editing each and every one translation. But I found the URL section more helpful than this. And what else you can do is, like, if you have a really big project, what you can do is basically go out and hire professionals to translate each and every one of the words with, like, they give you a price here of 0.13 euro per word. But if you want to cut down costs, you probably want to have someone in your team do this. But that's really all there is to it. Another great thing you can do is just choose to not display the automatic translations on the site if you're not sure if that is correctly set up. And it's not great like if you have some automatic translations that might not be up to par with the actual translation, then you can disable this and just show the ones that you approve manually. And that, I think that is a great feature. So just moving on into a bit of more technical stuff here, and basically we choose the original language, which is going to be the default WordPress language. So we can actually choose to have an auto switch if they have the language set up on their browser, that it auto switches immediately to that language, which I think it's fantastic. And then also if you want to enable like external links to translate. As far as WordPress goes, then we have, we can actually translate the emails that use everything that uses the WP mail function. It will be translated, which is extremely helpful. And also we can translate the searches of the visitors to the language that they are actually typing, which is great. And if you're using AMP pages, which I don't really recommend doing, then you can also translate those as well. And if you see that you get, over your limit or something like that, you can actually start excluding some URLs to, basically cut down on the words that you're using. Or if you just don't want something translated, you can exclude it from the URL. Another thing which is great is their language switcher, which you can either add it in the menu or you can add it, basically as a widget. But what this does is it's basically displaying, you can choose to display the language name, or you can display the full language name. So for example, Greek and English. And of course the flags, which is a great way to visually get the cue across to our site visitors, that they can just click the flag and change the language. And also if you want it to be a drop down, you can add your own CSS to this, which is great. So that's basically the overview, guys. Now, is it really worth it? Well, for some people, it might actually be really, really worth it, because the headache that this saves you, instead of using some other kind of funky, WordPress plugin and spending hours trying to configure it correctly and just testing it and seeing that it doesn't work and getting all frustrated. Well, really, this is like an all-in-one solution that I feel every professional WordPress site, or just any professional in general, should use. And really how you justify this is just the time-saving cost, and also the increase in conversions by having a professionally, translated site. It's really, it really adds to the benefit. And I would definitely recommend this to someone that doesn't, want to do all of the manual work. And of course, the SEO benefits, they're great too. What I love about this is just it doesn't slow the site. So I actually did tests before and after on my sites by using the extension, and it doesn't slow your site at all, for WooCommerce at least. And I'd say, guys, go for it. It's really good value. And I hope this review was helpful for you. Just wanted to keep it short. I love this extension, and I would definitely recommend this to anyone that wants to do things fast and efficiently and, the right way. So keep it tight, guys. Keep it rocking. And if you have any questions on how to set this up, just drop me a comment, or, like this video if it was helpful, and hope to see you again in another video. Peace out.